Someone falls in love every 3 seconds somewhere on Earth. But here's the strange part. Scientists can predict when it will end. Not by reading minds, by measuring 3 specific chemicals in the brain. Love feels like magic, like something beyond control. But every racing heartbeat, every obsessive thought, every moment of connection, all of it follows precise chemical rules. And those rules explain why love changes over time, why it sometimes disappears completely. The question isn't whether love is real. The question is, which version of love are people actually experiencing? Think of love like a 3-stage firework. The first explosion is bright, fast, impossible to ignore. That's attraction, the spark that grabs attention in seconds. The second stage burns hotter, narrower. It creates tunnel vision, that obsessive, can't think about anything else feeling. The third stage doesn't explode. It glows, steady, warm, less dramatic, but it lasts for years. Most people call all 3 stages love, but the brain treats them as completely different events. Stage 1, lust, pure physical attraction. The brain releases testosterone and estrogen. These chemicals create one simple command: notice this person's body. Heart rate increases, pupils dilate, blood flow redirects. It happens in under 2 seconds, before conscious thought catches up. Real example: someone walks into a room. The body responds before the mind forms a single word. That's not romance. That's evolutionary survival code running on autopilot. But here's where it gets strange. That initial attraction, it blocks rational thinking. Literally. Brain scans show decreased activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part that handles logic and judgment. The brain prioritizes reproduction over reason, every time. So when someone says love made them lose their mind, they're describing actual neurology. Think back to a moment of intense attraction, not long-term love, just that first powerful pull towards someone. Notice what the memory brings up: racing pulse, tunnel vision, everything else fading into background noise. That's dopamine flooding the reward system. The same chemical spike that happens with drug, same intensity, same addictive pattern. The brain doesn't distinguish between falling in love and chemical dependency. Almost everyone makes the same error. They think love is one continuous feeling that either exists or doesn't. Wrong. Love is 3 separate systems that activate in sequence, each one chemically distinct. Lust triggers attraction. Attraction triggers attachment. But they don't always progress. Sometimes the sequence breaks. Someone gets stuck in stage 1 or skips straight to stage 3. And here's the question nobody wants to ask. What happens when the chemicals wear off? The answer involves a molecule so powerful it can override years of rational decision-making. And it explains why some relationships survive, while others collapse after 18 months. To catch that answer, and the science behind relationship survival, the subscribe button keeps this channel visible in the feed. Myth: true love lasts forever without effort. Truth: Stage 2, obsessive romantic love, has a biological expiration date, 12 to 18 months on average. That's when dopamine levels normalize, when serotonin stops dropping, when the brain stops treating another person like an addictive drug. Some people interpret this as falling out of love. They chase the high with someone new. But the chemical crash isn't failure, it's transition. The question is whether stage 3 activates before stage 2 fades. Stage 3, attachment. This system runs on oxytocin and vasopressin, bonding chemicals released during physical touch, sex, childbirth. Oxytocin creates trust, reduces anxiety, builds the feeling of safety and partnership. It doesn't create fireworks. It creates foundation. Long-term couples show different brain activity than new lovers, less reward system activation, more regions associated with comfort and calm. Not weaker love, different love. The spark becomes a steady burn, less volatile, less dramatic, but more stable across decades. Study from 2005. Researchers scanned brains of couples married over 20 years. Some showed the same intense activation as brand new lovers, same dopamine surges, same reward patterns. Others showed classic attachment patterns, calm, stable, content. Both groups reported deep love, but their brains told completely different chemical stories. The conclusion? Long-term passion is possible, but rare, and it requires specific conditions. Think of a couple that's been together for decades, not the Hollywood version, real people who've built a life together. Notice the difference from early attraction, less obsession, more partnership, different kind of closeness. That's oxytocin attachment replacing dopamine attraction. The brain stops asking, "Does this person excite me?" and starts asking, "Does this person make life safer, easier, better?" Different question, different chemical answer. So can anyone control love? Not the initial spark. That's pure chemistry and timing. But the transition from stage 2 to stage 3? That's where choice enters. Physical touch, shared experiences, vulnerability, trust. All of these trigger oxytocin. Love doesn't just happen. After the first explosion, it's built. The mistake is expecting stage 2 to last forever. It won't. Biology won't allow it. Love isn't one thing. It's 3 chemical systems pretending to be a single emotion. And the version that actually lasts? It's the one nobody writes songs about. Drop a comment. Which stage of love does modern culture completely misunderstand? And hit subscribe, because the chemistry behind human behavior gets even stranger from here.